will consist of a group episodes that will explain the toxicological generalities of cadmium, its effects on the environment, and on health in addition, prevention measures or activities to minimize exposure to this method and strategies for in handling and use in the workplace. So in the first chapter, it will talk about cadmium and its general aspects. Cadmium is a heavy metal which on the periodic table is represented by the symbol CD. It is obtained as byproducts of zinc and was discovered in 1817 by the German chemist Friedrich Steinmeier. Cadmium cannot be obtained in pure state from nature and is one of the most toxic metals in the existence. As physical properties we have. 1. Cadmium is a volatile soft hydrolysis method with a crystalline texture. 2. Is a usually found in the solid state under normal temperatures. 3. Is a good thermal and electric conductor. As chemical properties we have 1. It is a bicamileucid method. 2. It possesses 4080 protons, 4080 electrons, and 64 neutrons. 3. I can reach an oxidation there with a plus 2 answer with a plus 1 stat. And as mechanical properties we have that cadmium is a highly valuable metal with some being subjected to high temperatures. Good, it has multiple uses in manufacturing. Oh, cadmium is very manageable that why humans use it so much and because of these various toxic forms are given off.
Export to the cadmium. Cadmium is found in nature, in the earth crust as have been used to make batteries and other products. Exposure to cadmium occurs mostly in workplaces where cadmium products are made. The main routes of occupation exposure are inhalation of dust and gases and accidental ingestion of those from contaminated hands, cigarette, or food. Okay, exposure in the general population occur from breathing tobacco smokes or consuming foods. Contaminate with cadmium, which is the primary source of cadmium exposure in non-smokers. The expansion of the nickel cadmium battery recycling industry is also potential source of exports. How can export be reduced? Okay, nickel cadmium batteries slow be disposed of properly, and children should not be allowed to play with batteries. Uh, about tobacco smokes, if you were white, cadmium use also precaution to avoid bring cadmium those particle harm on clothing, skin, hair, or tools.
We must be careful with some foods, and although for some people it's addictive, we must stop smoking for 30.
Our bodies or human bodies. This will be explained with acronym ADME. A for absorption, D for distribution, M for metabolism, and E for excretion or elimination. So let's see each one. First, absorption. Absorption is relatively low. For ingestion, human exposure occurs mostly through the consumption of contaminated food, such as vegetables or animals that have been exposed. Plants have the capacity to retain cadmium in their structures and fruits. So one way of entry may be through the ingestion of contaminated vegetables. Another way is the ingestion of animals that were exposed for cadmium, and this is due to industrial discharges in their ecosystems. Inhalation. And inhalation is one of the most common ways to exposure to cadmium is through smoking. Smokers can inhale up to 0.2 micrograms of cadmium per cigarette. Also, we have inhalation in these cases of workers in non-ferrous metals industries that produce cadmium oxide fumes and vapors. Dermally. Dermally, it can also enter dermally, but at almost negligible doses at approximately 0.02 micrograms. Second, distribution. If cadmium enters by inhalation, it goes to the lung, where approximately 60% of the cadmium is absorbed and 25% is retained. Then it passes into the blood or plasma through the cardiovascular system and blood capillaries. After that, cadmium reaches mainly the kidneys or livers and the disease metabolizes it. If cadmium enters by ingestion, it passes to the gastrointestinal tract, stomach, intestine, bile, blood, and after it reaches the liver and kidneys. Third, metabolism. Most of the cadmium that enters to the body goes to the kidneys and liver, and it can remain there for many years. Its degradation occurs by a glomerular filtration and reabsorption by micropinocytes, which degrade it. The body can transform most cadmium to a form that is not harmful. However, too much cadmium can overload the capacity of the liver and kidneys. That is why it should be clarified that the half-life of the cadmium in the body is 30 to 40 years, and therefore its accumulation in the body can be very dangerous. Fourth, elimination. The main routes of excretion are urine and feces. Through urine, a small amount of the body content is eliminated daily, and through feces as well. Only a small fraction of cadmium from the blood compartment and another from the liver through the biliary tract is eliminated by feces, and we have to clarify that a very small part can be eliminated by sweat and in the air.
Hence, you could hear the scientists agreeing that cadmium can last from 30 to 40 years in our organisms, which can cause a catastrophic disease.
Increase the concentration of cadmium in humans. As an example of mussel, shellfish, mussel, and cocoa. Cadmium is first transported on the liver via the blood. There it is bound to proteins to form cornflakes that are transported to the kidneys. Cadmium accumulates in the kidneys where it causes damage to the filtration mechanisms. This causes the excretion of essential protein and sugar from the body, the consequent kidney damage. It takes a long time before a cadmium that has been accumulated in the kidney is excreted for the human body. Exposure to significant high levels occur when people smoke. Tobacco smoke carries cadmium to the lungs. The blood will transported the cadmium to the rest of the body, where it can increase the effect be in change the cadmium that is already present for 18 food rich in cadmium. Another high exposure can occur with people who live near hazard waste dumps or factory that release cadmium into the air to the people who work in metal refinery industry. When people breathe in the cadmium, it can severely damage to the lungs. This can even cause death. Other health effect that can be cadmium are diarrhea, stomach pain, and several vomiting. Bone fracture, reproductive fail, and the possibility of any infertile damage to the central nervous system and damage to the input system.
From now, we must be very careful with food. Do not smoking. People who are close to these companies that work this metal must take precautions, and those who work there must avoid use the thin elements.
Studies show that around 25,000 tons of cadmium are released into the environment in 1 year. Half of this mineral is released into rivers through the breakdown of rocks and into the air through volcanoes. The rest is released by human activities such as manufacturing. Cadmium containing wastewater from industries generally ends up in soil. The cause of these waste streams are, for example, the production of zinc, phosphorus minerals, and manure bioindustries. Cadmium from waste streams can also enter the air through the burning of municipal waste and the burning of fossil fuels. Due to regulation, only a small amount of cadmium now enters the water through wastewater discharged from house or industry. Earthworms and other essential soil animals are extremely sensitive to cadmium poison. They can die at very low concentration, and this has consequences on the structure of the soil.
And with the last information, I emphasize that we must care of the land as your hair. This toxic material can cause great changes in the soil, so it's very important to make changes before it's too late.
Hi, today I am going to explain how to avoid exposure to cadmium. Depending on your source, how are these? Number 1. Do not smoke tobacco since its levels accumulate a lot of cadmium. Number 2. Making proper occupational hygiene as much exposure can be controlled with good industrial hygiene practice. 3. Avoid areas and food contaminated with cadmium. Number 4. Have an appropriate disposal of products containing cadmium. 5. Have proper battery
With
management.
the tips that teacher gave
Thanks.
us, we can avoid a lot of this toxic metal.
You spin my head right round when you go down,
Got the house with my swagger, hop in that window, I got places to go. People to see, time is precious. I look at my Cartier out of